Let's talk sandcastle.
I was there. I can talk shit.
They're my neighbors. I can't.
Yeah.
Sandcastles are your neighbors?
No, I mean, what are you doing later?
Yeah, what are you doing later, Artie? What are you eating later?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Hopefully.
Actually, I think we should start off with a segment like What's for Lunch with Artiom.
Hot lunch, fresh scallops,
Beer.
and Vicodin.
Scallops, beer, and Vicodin.
Yeah.
Scallops,
Dinner
beer.
champs.
We call it Wednesday.
All right. Well, we are in the studio, alive and well, with Surinder Aulakh, the man, the architect, local Galveston architect, not originally from Galveston. We've actually been on he actually spearheaded the whole thing, but we did the Sandcastle Building Competition. Shout out to AIA out here.
Yeah.
And this most recent year in 2018, we actually won an award for the Best Architectural Icon.
First place.
Yes. Yep. As a Galveston Local. First year was a Team Galvatraz. Second year Galveston Local. Surinder, why don't you give us a little bit of intro about your journey as an architect?
It's been a learning experience the entire way. It's been great. I learned that I can draw in a computer because I wasn't good by hand yet.
It's like sometime in high school, you're just like,
I imagine you as a kid drawing a lot of just straight lines.
No. I was actually just running around riding bikes, fixing bikes, and just football shit and hanging with kids.
you're just like being the tech. Did you start off doing that in India, or whenever?
I moved here when I was 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's okay. All right. So from that, you just advanced through high school, and then was architecture your original choice? Like when you were going to college, like were you jumping into?
I just picked it and stuck with it.
Okay.
It just
You love it. You know you
yeah. I got to pick, so.
So what current projects or what current things are keeping you motivated nowadays? Like what new is there any new wave of innovation or anything that's come through your industry since you've been in it for about 2 years? Is there anything that sparks your interest as far as like new projects?
So it's funny you say sparks because electricity is about to change for us a little bit.
How so?
In my industry, it's gonna cost.
It's gonna cost
great.
more?
That's
So, like, is your company going to charge more, or there's like a flat rate from the government, whatever
just get
state?
more computers
or why does it going to change?
It's just a solution. It's a problem to find the solution. That's what I mean.
You just start charging people more.
It's like we got to figure out better ways to use it. Sorry, I just kind of went off there.
Let's jump right into our sandcastle journey together. Also, everybody, I forgot to introduce everyone formally. Back with us for the third episode in the flesh talking. We have the Eat Master, Taste Master, the ASMR Guru, maybe even the Red Crusader himself, Artiom.
Hi.
And also we got also returning to the mic our two-time. We got our guest from episode number 3, Evan McClimans, the welder,
yes,
the man.
Sir.
Also a big teammate of ours for just for the whole layout of the Sandcastle team
absolutely.
And I actually remember whenever that was actually one of the first assignments, or not assignments, but one of the first projects I was part of when I moved to Galveston. Before I even knew who you were, my dad randomly came up to me. He goes, "Look, there's that guy over there, Surinder. You need to go talk to him about the Sandcastle team."
Yeah,
and you came up with the Galvatraz thing, right?
Yeah, well, actually, that was something random my dad said, and then I guess we all just kind of, because we did everything super last minute that first year. We just ran with it. We thought it was funny, and we were just like, all right, let's roll with it. But so
who knows how to build a sandcastle? Well, I can put sand in a bucket. Let's go.
it's like yeah, sandcastles. Fuck. I mean, we learned that it's not like that. But so what? I was curious though. So what? How did you find out about the Sandcastle competition, and what made you want to get in there?
It was just passing in conversation in the office, and at that time I'd been running other competitions, and I like competitions. That's the drive. you know. So I just figured, why not jump into one that's local right here in my backyard, kind of thing. So
You love the beach, and I
Well,
remember you coming to
I
me
love
one day, and you were
Galveston.
like, "Hey, this
I love Galveston bitches.
yes, I probably would work on your enunciation a little
Beaches?
there. Yeah, beach."
Bitch. Beach. I feel like there's something to say.
But you came to me and you were like, "Hey, so," because you and I had just started being like really good friends at that time, and you're like, "Hey, so how do you like building sandcastles?" I was like, "I don't really spend a lot of time doing it." And you're like, "Well, you want to get a competition?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, why not?"
But
and it was
you-
I had no idea it was such a big deal. Like
It was
I
a
thought
huge.
it was-
I didn't know anything about
I'd
it
never
before we did it
heard of
either.
And
Actually, you mentioned you ran competition before, so you had the sandcastle competitions in somewhere else, or it was your first one? What kind of competition did you do? Like,
architectural competitions.
Is it
That's
like a-
more on paper.
so like a quicker draw straight line, or what kind of competitions you
Yeah,
had?
What were some of the examples of the competitions you were in?
So the Airport of the Future competition, but well, there's many firms host different competitions and organizations host competitions, but there's the Airport of the Future competition, and then the one about time that was for.
What'd you do for that one?
It was a paper I had to write. It was a paper explaining the definition of time and how it affects different walks of life, landscape wise, and just.
Oh, so it wasn't even drawn at all. It was just a paper.
It was 3 8.5 by 11s, one with image, two with writing.
here's a problem. Design something better.
Yeah, it was design solutions. Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
So those kinds of competitions, but this one's more freelance. Like, you know, you're out grilling and building.
Yeah.
Without grilling your skin on the sun all day.
You're grilling yourself and hot dogs.
Yeah.
No, well, I remember. So whenever we first got into it, you know, we were all super optimistic about it, and we were all so stoked, and like we were planning and kicking ass, and then I don't think reality hit for all of us until like the day of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we had a last minute change of plans. You know, we went from like building something or we were doing the octopus thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we ended up building
Star Wars.
Yeah, we ended up building like some droid,
Droids.
like R2D2 fighting the droid from Doctor Who.
We had fun, though.
We did a really good job, but there was 15 of us, and like no breaks, hardly any
Yeah.
breaks.
I carried more buckets of water that day than. Ugh.
Yeah, and it was a brutal day. It was a lot of fun though.
Oh yeah, no, the whole day was a blast. It really was.
Like I really that was a really cool challenge because I mean the sandcastles, everybody, I don't know, like this thing with the sandcastles is just I felt like that was something I could do just as like just doing general sculpting, and then when I got there I really had like a hardcore oh shit moment, like I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Because we didn't practice or anything.
Yeah.
But we got in there.
That whole team pulled together like I never seen before.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
none of us really ever done anything like that. We all went to bars and drank together. But like,
How do you train for sandcastle? Like
they actually have like a Saturday you can show up. One
There's 6
weekend.
weeks of them.
Yeah, there's
so like people show up and like, oh, let's figure out how the sand works. And
you can
like,
go out there and they'll teach you how to do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So, but we never.
But
went
no
to
one
any-
went.
But did you go on a second?
didn't
Did you
make
go on a second year?
No.
No,
we still haven't been. I'm planning on going with Julie this year.
I
We're-
scheduled so many practice days, we went to 0.
Even the scheduler.
Yeah, myself. Yeah.
It's so Galveston. Like you sound like a Galveston team.
But
Yeah.
Well. Then so I didn't know that. I actually thought you and Becky were going to these things. But that's actually really cool. So just for those, I mean, most people don't know this. So our first year, we jumped in, 15 of us, last minute, had to change our idea. We pulled it out. It was really good. We did a really good job for us, but we didn't really make it too far just because there was a lot of really good competition that first year. I mean, not Derp Vader next to us.
oh yeah, I remember that.
But
Derp Vader.
Derp Vader. Oh yeah, man.
Oh,
The people
that.
next to us. So we were so intimidated the whole time because they had this huge team and they had these giant forms. And for those who don't know, the forms are your pre-made boxes. And
Yeah.
But they had this.
They were packing sand.
They were
there
packing
all
sand like
day.
crazy, and this thing was like 7 feet tall. It was
Yeah,
big.
it's huge.
And we were like, oh shit! But then you only have 5 hours to build this thing, and then it gets about to the 4th hour, and it hasn't changed at all. And they basically ended up just carving a Darth Vader face in the front of it.
He was so dumb looking.
Yeah. And we were like, oh my god, at least we beat our neighbors because we were like second to last on the line, right?
And they had
At the
an
very end.
entire construction crew.
Oh,
Yeah.
they had so many people, and but then this past year on the 2018, we had a team of like 50, 40 something.
Yeah.
it was a really big team.
Stacked up this year.
And we were able to
Last
take
year.
we were able to take shifts, and like our strong players, you know, had plenty of fuel because like we had a lot of other people doing all the lifting, so the designers can get in there and really use their energy to
Hum and clutch.
yeah.
The
And
sculptors did amazing last
Oh, yeah,
year.
we
all of them on
Mm-hmm.
the team. They saved us last year.
Yeah,
so.
especially whenever like everything like collapsed halfway
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, that was fun.
That I almost teared up.
yeah.
Just a tad.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know, I forgot about the disaster halfway
Yeah.
through.
I didn't want to. I was like, no, I don't want to let it fall.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah. It was okay. So I guess we can explain that too. Yeah. So halfway through, we got to. That was like just like the halfway point. We got all our forms filled. We got the sand pack. We got our general outline, and then we realized the forms were too thick and we buried them too deep.
Yeah.
Is that what that was? And they were
So
just
we had to dig them out.
we had to dig them out. But then we had one of the pillars. We were doing Bishop's Palace here in Galveston on 14th and Broadway.
Yeah.
And we had one of those big fancy pillars, and we pulled the forms out, and that thing just wanted to fall over, and we all had like a really brief moment of like, all right, well, fuck it, you know, like
Yeah,
like this
just-
sucks, you know, we're done.
Go get drunk.
But then we're just like, all right, well, let's just carve it into this big lump of sand that we have, you know. So we packed and made that, you know, we just used what we had, and then just carved it into the side of the big mast, because you know we had the ramp for the seawall and then the other side, so
It was hot.
it was really hot. But it was really cool how we had a moment of, you know, giving up and quitting.
Yeah.
And then we were all distressed, but then we're like, you know, let's just do our best and just
we
finish.
still pulled through.
And we pulled through.
First place.
Yeah.
In our,
best
in our category.
in our category, best architectural icon. But yes, we did do it.
Yeah.
Well, do you know
That
what was the
was
overall place? Did you make it like top 10 at least, or you if you're only in one cat?
Oh, there's a bunch of different categories, but we didn't get first overall.
No,
There's some grandioso version of Sandcastle, whatever they did for like that one, but I don't know how many people we were up against. I never.
I think it was like 50 teams again this time. It was like a
It
lot.
was
In our
60
category.
something.
In
We got in the
category.
60 range.
Yeah, a lot of teams, a lot of competition, man. There are some crazy talented sculptors out there. But we
It was architecture, and then I remember it was like children's novel books. There was was that what the other category was?
yeah, there's a lot of Disney stuff out there.
Commercial stuff. There was some Disney stuff. I don't remember what other categories.
Yeah,
were.
people create all these kind of crazy these crazy works of art. My favorite
They
that
were
was
serious about.
well, my favorite that was actually at the 2017 was the, I don't know if y'all saw it, but they did, you know, the movie Alien. Like
No. What?
they did like a sphinx that was actually the alien from the movie.
Oh, really?
And the pyramids, yeah. Dude, well, that's what won the sci-fi, and I was like,
like
that's
it.
rad.
I like
It was
that.
really good. So,
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yep. They won the sci-fi because I was like, because you know that's what we were going for with our droids, and then I was like, well, what won? And I went to go see it, and I was like, oh shit, all right, well, they totally deserve it. I would have voted for that one too. So talking about sandcastles this year, has any information been released on
August 24th.
August 24th,
Saturday.
2019? It is a Saturday.
Do we know what the categories are?
Not yet.
Mark
When
your
does that come out?
calendars.
Mark your calendars. AIA 2019
Get ready to lose, rest
Sandcastle.
of teams. Get ready to lose.
That's still to be
We're
determined.
gonna add some cement.
We're having a team captain meeting soon, right? Isn't that what that is? Or like a the
Yes.
originals?
Yes,
or
we
team
are.
cap, whatever you call them. The originals. We're gonna sit down in a minute. February. I think that's what I saw in the group message that I just love being in.
3rd or something. It's written down somewhere.
Hey, shout out group messages for blowing up everybody's phone on the daily.
I just they're so.
So I do want to talk about something because this is something that you brought to my ear, and I've brought it up to a couple people, and I really haven't heard anyone else talk about it. But what can you shed on the Panama Canal deal that's going on right now?
Oh, okay. So there's a theory, and somewhat it's working in terms of economics. They're setting aside money to make it happen. but they're expanding the Panama Canal to host like the large,
Bigger ships.
vessels,
Wider ones?
Yeah,
Your mom.
And that.
You know.
Get out of here. She's a beautiful woman. You leave my mother. God damn it, Artie. Anyways,
It's well placed, though.
so that's going to kind of open up Houston and this Galveston area specifically in terms of growth because of the shipping industry.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, you know, the domino effect.
What's it going to cost? Like $100 billion, trillion, like another planet?
It's not my bills.
What sparked my idea about that, because I remember we were talking about it, and we were talking about how much of a change to this area that could potentially bring as far as like money, and just everybody wanting to come through. Because because whenever you brought that up to me, it was around the same time I was learning about just historic Galveston, about, you know, before the 1900 storm, you know, like Galveston really would have been closer to a Houston type place. I mean, that like Galveston was a hub. Like, like people had, you know, Al Capone had a house here for trafficking. You know what I mean? Like people, this place was real. But as I was learning about that, and then I randomly heard, you know, that there's a theory about that from you that was coming up. I was like, man, I think that would be something that would really bring Galveston and other touristy Gulf Coast areas just like way up. And not even touristy, we're like huge industry, you know, like we're not even like a tour. I mean, we are a tourist destination town, but there is like buku millions going on here with the gas and oil and the trade and everything in general.
Yeah, and on top of that, everyone is moving to Texas. So it's like, boom. It's like...
Now, I went to the last, like, it wasn't like an official city council meeting. I don't know. They did it at the Bro. And
Oh, yeah.
The
coastal barrier
David
one?
he was talking about the whole
No,
building a new dock over here and
But did you hear about the coastal barrier they want to build like in Galveston?
They didn't want to
So
talk about it that day. I haven't really read about
yeah.
it. I know a lot of people are heated on it because it,
like,
it
my-
affects some people.
like Bolivar Island can flood because of this more because they're pretty much like trying to protect something.
I guess.
So
but,
they're like, no.
but he didn't want to talk about it that day, and he got all mad at that one. It was kind of a funny old guy fight. I don't remember. Were you there? Did you see that?
No, the
They
funny
were-
old guy fight.
The guy was like, oh, well, what was his name? He was like, Richard, I told you not to bring that up. Like, in front of the whole crowd. I was sitting there like, oh my God, this has got interesting.
They've been doing this for 15 years at least.
Charles?
Yeah, no, they've been at it because he called him out right there in front of
God damn it, Charles.
Not again.
What he was talking about was opening up another port at the end of the island, and he was like, well, we got to figure out how to bring on another 4,000 cars on the weekend because we can't have everybody start up over that off Teichman Road at 4,000 plus more cars that be packed up to Texas City. So I don't know. Nobody mentioned the Panama Canal, but I would imagine if that happened and there was a whole nother like port right here and an access point for 18-wheelers and stuff, that if the Panama Canal, are they going to cut a new channel for that?
Well,
like,
see, that's where the infrastructure for Houston has to be receptive. You know, like, and set Houston, like,
But
all of it has to like widen.
To imagine how more people can come and watch our sandcastle.
yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's the whole point.
Yeah,
That's
the whole point of all of this is to get more people at Sandcastle.
$700 billion to dig a new trench for ships. So
We'll just
all of you
build a
can
whole
come.
nother island for a competition.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll just
With a bridge.
No, the whole deal, they just want to bring more
Sandcastle
sand.
competition
the
island.
Sandcastle Canal.
I feel like that's another architectural competition right there. Just figure out how to do that.
Oh, hey.
Come up with a design for it. What are you even doing right now? Go.
That's a different question.
But
I like your 1-star Dragon Ball at the center.
Hey man, I actually have 4 Dragon Balls.
Got a lot of balls.
Yes, lots of balls. I actually got some balls right here.
hey, look at that.
They make noises.
Those are
Put
like
it
for
like-
your chakra
I don't know the
chi kind of alignment.
They're to make me feel good when I don't feel good.
Is this a word?
I don't know. But you know what? Placebos work pretty damn good if you believe they do.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say it works, and it works. That's good enough for me. I can go along with my day.
Okay.
All right. So on the topic of architecture, man, what is one of the most ridiculous projects you've had to work on, like challenging wise? Channel the archives.
Doom, 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 doom.
I don't
Go.
know. Okay, so they're all learning experiences, right?
Absolutely,
They're-
everything should be.
I mean, you got to name names, but just say something like, I want to get a elevator, but I don't want the motor or weights. I just want the thing that lifts
Okay, so I did some offices
space-wise.
and
Use magnets.
it was redundant, because it was just offices. It wasn't.
So exciting.
That was the most
So what
boring
do
thing.
That was the
Wait.
weirdest thing you've ever had to.
Well,
David's
all right,
office?
all right.
What was your? What do you mean by? What was your
What's
question?
the weirdest, stupidest thing you've ever had to like work on? Like, did somebody want a sunroof on their condo and the whole roof to lift up? Or,
yeah, like the most
like,
like something that's like kind of cool, but like looks cool after it's done. But whenever someone draws it up and you look at it and you're like, oh, what the?
I don't want a
hell?
house on stilts.
You
I
mean
want to
what's the
drive
most
up and the
ridiculous
whole
as
thing
in,
rise
whoa,
after I
sick?
park.
Yeah, like whoa, sick, ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually gonna coin that term. Whoa, sick, ridiculous.
Something whoa.
Boom. It's a bumper sticker. I can see it already.
Architectural project.
Yeah, what have you done? Like, design me. I want 50-foot wide cow horns on the front of my house so that I can be a rancher. And
Well, in the professional realm, I really haven't hit that, but in the theoretical,
Okay, that works too.
Tell me the
I wanna-
project you were talking with your friends about coming up with a new way to travel, whatever you're telling me.
oh yeah, the sky.
Oh
walk.
yeah, the skywalk in downtown Galveston. You've told me about that before. Let's hear about that.
okay.
Did you came up with this while we were drunk?
No,
No.
I got.
I just like the skywalk part. Because skywalker.
So I'm thinking there's gonna be a point where we're gonna need skywalks in Galveston to get around. It's gonna be like the next Venice in
What
America.
is skywalk? It's like the same like in Futurama where people get on the tube and like shoots them somewhere. No.
Well,
I don't know what
it's just
skywalk is.
Connections between buildings at an elevated.
Yeah, if you see
Oh.
like in downtown Houston, or they have the
Oh, okay.
tubes connecting buildings.
Like, we're gonna need that eventually because it has to turn into like a Venice, because the water's rising, and I'm just that's what it's about.
No,
right?
it's real.
So that's not my
Maybe we should start.
Well,
pouring-
what's actually a great idea, man? Because I've noticed, because like people that have been to Galveston or know Galveston, everybody knows the seawall and why it was made. But for us that mostly reside in the downtown area, we don't have a seawall, and we're kind of sitting like at sea level,
Yeah.
essentially. And whenever the storm surge comes and everything comes through, especially after the new construction we had downtown, which I mean,
amazing,
It helps to hurt.
huge.
yeah, exactly. Like they accomplish something. It drains faster, but also fills up a little faster. So, but whenever the storm surge comes up, downtown just goes underwater, and I think having the skywalk would be
We
a
actually
really
have a
good idea.
skywalk. I now realize we have one like from the parking garage on 24th to the port. Like there is a
That one,
skywalk.
and then
Usually-
there's the one by UTMB and the Shriners.
Oh yeah,
Hospital.
yes.
There's that one.
To transport. Yeah. Okay. Now I know what it is.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Yeah. So those
It's called Luke
more throughout the
Skywalker.
city. But those connections don't have to be like enclosed spaces. Those can be outdoor walkways just throughout the city.
Oh, like decorative as
and
well.
Bike ride ways and
Well,
bike ways.
they do those ones over like railroads also, so you can cross them whenever the train coming through.
Actually, Austin has a lot of those. Austin has a lot of bridges that go over Ladyburg Lake and also the river that goes through there. Just because, like they like to have, of course they want the scenic aspect of it, but it's really cool for traffic control.
Yeah.
Well, imagine being like cutting through an historic building and there's just a pierce through it and you just like go in.
But
and
you know,
then out.
people live in a lot of those buildings. How do you get around that part?
Well, that's
Because
where it's a eminent domain.
Well, you can just designate one floor to
Well, the thing is,
for the-
you-
I don't think anybody at the Arlos Lofts is going to want a bunch of weirdos walking up and be like, hey, I'm just
There's
going
already
to the Skywalk.
it's already a bunch of
me.
Dude, I'm about to say the artist loft is a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
all a bunch
everybody,
of
but we're
weirdos.
all a bunch
Okay,
of
well, like,
it has to transform.
We'll have you artist loft.
If you want to maintain the land that you have, like the Galveston that you have to like create the living for it too. Like
okay, well, I guess.
once the water level rises, it's like hard to get to the streets.
Maybe we should start burning fossil fuels, cut off the trees and stuff. Maybe it's gonna help with the water level
that-
before we start building. Yeah.
Too late.
God damn it!
that wheel's already spinning.
Well, we could slow it down. We should.
Well,
Greenpeace over here.
Yeah.
people
Let's
like
stop
Elon
and
Musk
get-
help. I think.
Let's get vegan.
Hey, shout out Elon Musk for
Yeah.
making the flamethrower.
Word.
Hey,
No,
Anybody,
actually, the-
Christmas this year, I'm looking for one, just in case you want to buy one.
yeah, we'll drop a link so you can email just mail Evan a flamethrower. That'd be great.
Like,
What are you saying, sir?
ingenious move. He called it not a flamethrower.
Yeah.
To get it through security, which was hilarious.
Yeah, man, it was funny to hear him talk about it. He was saying he made like 20,000 of them, and they sold out like in a couple days.
Can I mail drugs and say it's not drugs? Like if it's a mail,
I don't think you can anymore.
Like, it's just like like
After that statement,
this is not a
I'm pretty
gun.
sure-
This is not organs. Don't look at this.
This is not organs.
This is not
You
organs.
went from shipping drugs to shipping organs.
I mean, whatever helps.
Actually,
Right for the organ.
Well, no, I was about to say, if someone wanted to actually ship human organs, they should stash them inside of actual organs. Like, organs as in like piano organs.
Ow.
And so,
I was like, what?
Yeah, it's stash them in organs.
Yeah,
Be
or
like,
like
babushka organs.
Or like shove them in your, like whatever. Okay. Swallow it and just
I don't know anybody that's gonna be like, you just gotta down this kidney and go to Canada. What?
Canada doesn't need
Stuff in
organs.
this
It was your
condom and wrap
assignment.
it
You
up.
need to parachute these kidneys.
Isn't it supposed to be on ice?
Really though, how do you get it back out?
Or
How do you deliver?
All right, what I actually meant was putting organs inside of pianos.
There you
so
go.
you ship organs inside of organs,
Gotcha.
and then you ship them to the state of Oregon. And then,
I feel like somebody looking at the paperwork would be like, you know what? No, fuck this. I'm done. Like, just get it out of here.
all right, so I guess we can talk about dude. Do you want to shout out your place of work, man?
Oh yes.
All your projects. Let's hear a little bit
Shout
about
out
you.
to David Watson, Architects Associates, all the people there. Big
Friends.
hearts for
Everybody
them.
there's awesome,
Yeah,
by the way.
Everybody there's awesome. Shout out.
Work hard, play hard.
Shout out David. Shout out Agneta. Shout out
David Watson.
David Watson himself. Both Davids. There's
Yeah.
David Sayers and
Yeah.
David Watson.
I sit in a David sandwich.
Thanks for all the candy, David.
Shut up.
If you ever want to know what Surinder is, he is
David
the
sandwich.
delicious filling.
I
Of
can't walk in that
David
office
sandwich.
without eating candy. They've got all the snacks. It's great.
They got so many snacks.
They had a huge dragon for like New Year's.
yeah.
It was great.
He gets festive.
So I mainly wanted to shout out David Watson because they are our main support and our presence for the Sandcastle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
That's how we do
Sandcastle
it.
competition. That's how we're in there. The AIA, you have to be part of an architectural firm to even be considered to be entered. You know, I mean, I like it, you can just pay, but you definitely have to be affiliated with an architectural firm. But that's really cool, man. Was he? So I actually never got his reaction from the win. Was he
He
stoked
said,
or?
good job. And I was like,
You're
He's
so
one of those tough love dads.
good job.
He's like, all right, son, good job. Go to bed.
Go sit in the sandwich.
Go sit in the David sandwich. Go back.
yeah, no, it was very
He seemed a
congratulatory.
little more excited than that. I saw him. He was really happy that. I mean, he came out there that day.
Yeah,
He was out there. I thought it was someone's grandfather at first. I'll be honest. And I was like, well, he's like, 'cause I didn't know. And then someone was like, hey, bro, that's like David Watson
The
himself.
man.
I was like, oh, shit. I was
Yeah.
like, my bad. How you doing,
dude
sir?
is awesome.
Yeah. No, super cool guy, man. He's like the ideal family member. That's what he sounds like when I talk to him.
Yeah.
He's a really, really cool dude.
Yeah,
He's a really cool dude.
he's like Godfather Sandcastle style.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, he just
Exactly.
sits back.
Well,
So I've actually.
And it's also why we're the only team.
Uh-huh.
Brit. We represent Galveston. Like, we're
Oh
on
wow! I
this.
don't even know why we left that out. Yes, we are the only local Galveston team out there, and there was
it.
like 60 teams. Like people come
From all over.
from all around the state. Do the people like cross states and borders to come do this shit?
So my first
I crossed the
introduction to
border.
Sandcastle was in college. There was a reference to it.
Uh-huh.
It was like, hey, you can partake, but I didn't go. I just knew that, hey, it's down there.
Uh-huh.
But coming here, no one talked about it to me, and I just found out, like, it's mostly.
we were trying to keep it a secret. Damn it, Surrender.
Oh well,
We're like, don't tell Surrender.
my bad.
It's out the bag now.
What's the cat's name? Larry.
Wait, so you were talking about the Sandcastle competition? You thought it was a secret? Is that what you said?
No, it was just. It just wasn't really just talked about everywhere. You know.
So I didn't even know what happened, and it actually it made sense once we got down there and I saw it. Because I remember when I was a little kid, I feel like I remember seeing these things, but when we went to East Beach, like I think my dad and can't remember, but my dad was there for sure. But we went when I was a kid over to East Beach, and there was sandcastle sculptures like on the beach. You know, they've been like beaten down from the weather, but they were still there, and it was really cool. We thought it was like a random occurrence, you know, or like, you know, kind of like a rare occurrence, like someone like, oh, one man came through and built all these things, and then he left. What a mystery!
Right.
And then come to find out, it's like, oh no, it's a big ass competition that happens every year.
You know, I just want to point this out really quick. If you're gonna go to the sandcastle competition, get there at like 4 a.m. because we had teammates that I had some friends that were on the team that walked like 8 miles, and the traffic line was like 4 hours deep.
Oh yeah, yeah. We actually got there about. I remember I got there about 7.
Yeah, I spent the night at Surinder's house because I knew I wouldn't wake up. Like I woke up with everybody, and we all like coffee.
I just rode
Mod, thank you, Mod, for those pitchers of coffee.
Oh yeah, shout out Mad Coffee.
I drank, I don't know, a whole pitcher to
I
myself.
just bicycled there. I just went on the bike ride all the way, and then I just walked.
Bicycle would work too,
Yeah.
but I had some friends show up, and they were mad when they got there. I walked all the way from the stoplight, and like
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's
play
quite a
with
walk.
fire a little, and I'm gonna say this year I'm gonna see if the Segway people kind of want to get a little bit on it, and
I feel like
That'd be a really good sponsor.
and they can host like, hey, we exactly.
Can you drive segways on a beach?
Well, I mean,
Probably not on
if
the
you can
sand.
get there, you know, maybe they have like a recharge station
feel
somewhere
like
in between setup.
getting there is half a lot, or just some guy with a tractor and a trailer could have just made a
Just
bunch
heli-
of money. A lot of people.
Yeah,
were
he
hiking.
could just drive on that ramped part on the wall, you know, and just drive back and forth.
Do you remember when we were leaving? There was these two.
You should get
like,
business. Get a bunch of people. Like drive people. Like, hey, it's like $2 to get you a ride from this stop sign. Here we go.
I'm charging 10.
we
yeah,
were-
I'm trying to say, I'll
We were loading.
I'm
up
gonna
my,
rent a helicopter.
we were loading up my truck, and it was right at the end. We had just finished cleaning up, and these two really pretty girls and this flamboyant young guy were like, "We want to go back to wherever we were going." And he was super into Surinder. It was kind of entertaining.
That's awesome.
But,
Hey, say Surinder's an attractive guy.
Wait, what?
they hopped into this other truck.
Oh yeah,
And
that
we-
dude was so trash.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were all drunk as hell, but they hopped into this other truck and drove away. And dude that they hopped in the truck with dropped them off like right at the entrance, and like it wasn't even. I think he took them like a quarter mile and kicked them out, I guess. But we drove right by them. Like, hey, wait for us! And we're like, nah. Like we had a whole truck full of stuff. It was the end of the day. It was the end of the competition. We'd been there for like 13 hours at that point. I was like, I don't even care. Like, go back to Austin, have a good time, walk.
It's that famous Galveston hospitality right there.
Yeah. Well, 13 hours of tired. I mean,
Hey,
And
we're
the
on
sun all
island
day.
time, man.
Yeah.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
and you said you weren't even from here. No, I'll take a local home.
That's what I'm saying.
So there's a part of the show that I do, man, where I like to ask the creative mind in the spot, which is you at the moment.
What's up?
Surrender. No,
Sorry. My bad.
you had your turn. No, surrender. But I do like to ask the creative mind though, what if, because we have a lot of listeners, you know, that maybe they have something they do, but you know, a lot of people say they're not an artist, or they can't do anything, they can't build anything, or they don't have it in them to do it. But you know, hearing from your story, you know, you just kind of chose it and ran with it, you know, and just made it into something you could actually live off of. Like, what would you have to say to someone that's actually coming up and maybe they feel discouraged about it, or maybe they don't know what they want to do? Like, what would you say to help them push and, you know, find a solution?
Well, that's funny. You just said it. If you pick it up and if you just pick it up and run with it, you can just make it what it is. You just make it, and then you can look at it and criticize it. Kind of like you just pick it up, you go with it, you make something, then you look at it, you make it better, you make it better, you make it better.
Constant improvement.
Yeah.
And also, you know, failure is not a bad thing. You know, a lot of people freak out over failing, and they feel like if they fail, because, you know, like, especially in culture, a lot nowadays, you know, like, we're taught that, like, failure is like, people are just like, oh, go home, give up, you know, like, you suck, you failed. And honestly, the failure has been the best teacher for me.
Yeah.
Just with anything, like, if I fail, that means that I'm probably not ready to win. I have something to learn.
Right.
You know, like if I keep failing, and then, you know, if I win at something, I'm like, all right, cool. But as soon as you win something, you know, don't try to, I mean, celebrate, of course, but
It's grussel. Grind and hustle.
Grind and hustle.
Grussel.
My favorite saying ever was the master has failed more times than the student has tried.
Ooh,
So
that's a good one.
Like,
It's deep.
I mean, it does. It resonates a
a
little
good
bit
one.
if you think about it. I mean, you know, you can't get good until you screw something up. You got to learn from it. Well, you can't learn from winning too much.
Yeah,
You
that's
can.
why you have to make it again.
Yeah, and also don't be afraid to ask questions, because one of my biggest things is I like to ask questions to the ones that have been through all this stuff already and have a lot of trial and error, especially when I like to talk to the successful people that are very open about their failures, because that means they have a real honest connection with where they messed up and how they learned from it, and they realize that their failure wasn't a dark point in their career. It was actually a point where they turned around or maybe figured something out, or maybe it gave them the answer that they needed, or maybe, you know, it gave them a reality check, you know, because especially with too much winning, you know, you can get somebody on a high horse and they'll just they don't know how to chill. Yeah. You know, like I know a lot of people like that, to where, you know, they let the ego get in the way of the art or the practice or the improvement that you need. So that's always a huge thing. I'm sure architecture has a lot of trial and error.
I haven't won once yet. Sandcastle is an architect. That's art to me. That's a competition.
Well, exactly, and that's what it should be right there.
But in the frame of building, that's a whole different game.
Oh yeah, yeah. In the frame of building, I remember
yet.
when they were doing the what was that in downtown Galveston, when they did the construction on the road. Then they failed the slope test.
The slump test.
Slump test.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and they had to like redo part of the road.
It happens. It's a construction thing, but ultimately, though, the slump test is when you're mixing water and concrete. It's actually
You drink it and get super drunk.
It's how much you pad the like sandcastle and water, like the sand and water.
How much you
Density
tamping?
in the concrete? Is that what you mean?
So they just mixed the concrete wrong? That's what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was
Awesome.
too watery.
It was
It's
too
you had one job to
Oh, so what is it? So is it a slump test where it tests like how level it is, or is
No,
that
it's how like
porous.
dense,
How thick the
okay.
density of the concrete
thick
is.
with double C.
okay? So well, that has to be. I mean, I'm sure that's a huge thing, because, you know, you want the road to last.
It has to withstand certain waters.
Yeah, well, especially
Water
down.
resistance.
Man, see, but it was really funny though whenever they failed the test, because, you know, of course, you know, like for those who are listening that endured the like the 1.5 year long downtown Galveston construction, it was terrible, but they were doing like the most obnoxious shit, dude. Like I was laughing super hard because I was going to work there downtown at the deli. Shout out Old Moon Deli. Went down there to the deli and
love those sandwiches.
but I saw a guy. He was like, he was sitting on the curb and he had this giant piece of PVC pipe and he was just smacking it with a hammer. And like, I'm sure he might have been doing something, but to me, he was just making a shit ton of noise that was just unnecessary.
Like plastic piece?
Dude, it was like a really thick PVC
It
pipe.
must have been steel.
Yeah, probably. Dude, I don't know what it was, bro. Yeah, probably not PVC pipe, but it was a dude hitting a pipe with a hammer, and I didn't know what was going on, but it was just noisy, and we could hear it in the
You
deli.
didn't know that? I've been in a lot of construction, and a lot of times it's just like, hey, new guy, take that hammer, and it's 7:45 in the morning. Go start banging on that over there, so everybody knows we're here. And you didn't know that?
Oh no!
It's like
Oh,
a thing.
okay.
It's
That
like
that makes
Our
sense.
construction sounds about
It's like
right.
church bells. It's like there's really no point. And just go smack the shit out of whatever that is, and you know we need our quota of like 14 complaints by 9 a.m. So go.
You
get
know,
them.
I'm just imagining a dude walking around with 2 2x4s, just clapping them together, just like waking everybody up.
Like,
Like,
this like little like monkey like like a bell.
so I guess we need to hire a monkey to run around with a bell before.
That's a business. That's,
Wake up!
And then they broke the
startup.
pro sign. Is that even get fixed yet? It's still
Yeah.
snapped.
They broke the sign
Somehow,
of the.
I
shout
still
out-
wish I'd seen how that happened because
With
it
a-
broke so uniquely right off the way it's cracked.
with a
and
freaking
how?
Well, so what happened?
excavator.
I think. What looked like what happened was, I think he. No, because I'm thinking of the other sign. Yeah, I really don't know how it snapped like that.
I think
it's still like that to this day.
Yeah,
I heard there was an excavator. They were like doing things, and when he was turning, he like hit the freaking
Yeah,
side.
he smacked it with one of the machines. But But I mean, dude, that was
How
pissed.
fast was he move? Like,
Well, they think pretty freaking strong if you want to dig out the dirt out of it, like in concrete, it breaks concrete. So like
but I mean,
it can.
it should have been going that fast.
No, it doesn't have to go fast. It's pretty. You can like bend it really easy.
If you turn and you're not looking, you hit it, it's gonna break.
Yeah, good thing you didn't like hit the
I've
building.
driven an excavator. I'm just saying, like hitting a sign. I don't know. I just would like to have seen how it happened.
Well,
That's all.
like honestly, at that point, I wasn't really surprised that there was just more mess ups because the most ridiculous thing I saw with them was they had that giant hole in the ground right in front of the deli, like that in the like that huge one. Oh, shout out Proletariat, our favorite bar there, 23rd and Market.
Sandcastle sponsors.
Also,
Yeah.
Sandcastle sponsors the deli and the Proletariat. But what is they had that huge hole out there up front.
Yeah.
They do have that huge hole out front, and they had one of the bulldozers, or is that what that's called? The big arm with the hook. What is that called?
That's the excavator.
Excavator.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Excavator.
What is a bulldozer?
It's the one thing-
Bulldozer's the one with the
flat
big
one.
blade in the front. That
Okay,
Okay, that pushes.
everything.
Okay, cool. Excavator. So they got the excavator right, and they have they took the bucket off of it, but they're still like moving it. And I'm seeing what they're doing. You can see the guy who's driving. He has like a smile on his face, and he's like in there. And we're watching from because we were really slow at the deli right here because there's nowhere to park. They had the whole road blocked off.
Yeah.
And we're just watching, and the guy's smiling, and he dips the arm down in there, and it's down there for a little bit. And we're just like, what the hell is going on? And he picks the arm up, and one of the workers is holding on to the arm. And he, picks him up out of the hole and sets him down on the sidewalk.
Well, I mean, if it's really deep, it's what they do. And so also when you go to like the good, beautiful Instagram accounts like Osha, is it okay? And you watch that stuff they do there.
But man, see, I dig that, but this hole wasn't really that deep, and they had a pathway they built to get out of it.
Well, it's fun.
But he took him over the mailbox and dropped him on the sidewalk. No, dude, he picked him up 10, 11 feet
Extra.
Well, they're just boys having fun. It's okay.
I think my favorite part is when they told him it was cool for everybody to write their names in the street.
Oh, yeah,
And then
everybody's
and then
names.
And then they poured the curb over their name. I mean, sorry for y'all to put your names out there.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. There's still a couple names that are visible, but yeah, a lot of people
man,
got
that
broke
cracked
off.
me up. That was so. Yeah, you go ahead right there on the side. Go ahead and carve your name all in there, and then this
Everybody from the
huge
building.
curb. We're just gonna cement over it anyway.
Well, I mean, everyone got satisfied.
Right? Yeah. That team was that fucking construction team was ridiculous, but at least everything got done. Everything's cool
Yeah.
now.
I mean, it doesn't just.
It looks good now. I mean,
looks good.
that whole corner does.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it didn't melt.
The whole corner.
I don't know. It just flies a little bit. It's okay.
I don't know. Like the same whole condition happened right in front of my house.
Uh-huh.
It was 5 a.m. every day. They were just digging
pounded.
every day for 6 months, and I got Instagram footage of it, but it was a 9-foot hole
Just chilling,
in the street.
through the street, just
With a 9-foot hole.
I actually have a lot of
Not
sympathy for you.
Her name was
because
Jessica.
They just built one of
You
those
know-
new I don't want to know what exactly you entitle them, but the houses that are going up all over downtown.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
built one right outside of my
Sorts of it.
shop, and it was great.
Looks so ugly though.
Oh man, but the noise they produced
I don't know how City
at
let that go.
7 a.m. was just wonderful. It was like a rooster crowing to wake
we're
you up
like-
in the morning.
are we just
but it was
bitching
more
about
like
the
a
loud noises?
jackhammer. And it was,
Oh, we have 2 dogs outside. They're great too. They're I think worse than construction.
the dogs.
Yeah.
Actually, our listeners should be pretty familiar with the dogs because they've shown up in a couple episodes.
Yeah, they're famous. I can't remember the names.
Oh, there's a Black Beauty. Oh, shout out Kara downstairs.
Kara.
And yeah, she's no. They got 2 dogs. They got Black Beauty and the bigger one. I don't know the bigger
That's
dog.
the name.
They
The bigger one.
definitely get excited when people show up.
Yes, they do.
They're cute dogs, though.
Oh no, they're
They're just
adorable. They're-
terrified of you. That's the
Yeah,
whole point.
I'm not trying to mess with them.
They just run away as soon as
they
you
bite
walk
you out
in.
of
No, they
fear.
just freaking run away from me. I actually one time came home pretty drunk and I chased them around the backyard. And then Kara was like, because every time they bark, they're trying to put them inside, so they're not gonna bark as much. And she opens up
No
the
wonder they're
door,
scared.
and I'm run chasing them around the front yard. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Hi."
Come here, doggy.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, "Come here." Why you running away? Yep.
That's funny as shit, man.
Sorry, why did you bring any snacks?
I can see you trumping through the yard, just all. Oh, I want to pet you.
Yeah. Actually,
It's like, love me.
love me. I want to love you. Right.
In
here.
Russia, dogs pet you.
Sure. Yeah. The party comes to you.
Yeah.
Love my friends.
This is awesome.
Anyways,
Good. All right, man. Well, in closing, man, what do we have to look forward to this year as far as like projects and sandcastles, and what should people really look out for these upcoming projects?
I'm working on a couple things, a couple personal projects, but
there you go.
well, Sandcastle obviously August 24th, but yeah, I'm working on a project at the end of the year. It might be exhibited in a local.
You have any small details on it? Because like
Small
that,
details,
does that have anything to do
Can't-
with those? I remember you sent me a lot of those. You sent me a lot of those forms. He does a lot of these really cool paper fold forms and things like that.
Origami.
Origami. Were you gonna do a kind of like a 3D show with these, or?
Well, no, it's actually the idea of Galveston 2040 and what it's going to look like in 2040.
Oh, does this include the walkways and the pathways?
Yeah.
And, cool.
Yeah.
And flooding.
Can you say? I mean, you told me, but I don't want to say if you can't say. Like, can
Well,
you say where and
I'm
all
not.
things? Is it official?
You know, I don't want to. I can still confirm.
Love you, Becky.
I want to produce the work first.
I feel that.
You know?
Okay. So you ain't even drawn it yet?
God damn it,
Hey,
Surinder.
hey, I have a process, homie.
That's
Everyone should have a process.
That's why architecture don't pay much because you guys don't do anything. You charge, and then you just don't do anything, and they're like, we don't get paid enough.
As a welder, I appreciate what you just said. Right there.
Yeah, well, whatever. I chose it.
Well, it's cool, man. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for that. That's really cool, man. That you're starting to piece together just like future ideas of the town, because I know, especially in downtown, a lot of especially the city, they try to maintain like the old aspect of it, especially like on Strand. You know, they have all those guidelines you have to follow for being a business there, to where like your signs can't flash or like have any bright lights or anything because they're trying to keep it old.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, man, it's 2019. How long can you keep a Strand old? I mean, I saw they're taking the bricks out.
No,
But
they're
they're putting it right
replacing.
back
They're
in.
putting them back.
They're putting new
It's
the same
Same
bricks, or
They just
It's a
put
game.
Concrete base underneath it.
As long as I don't want live music
Hey,
on
hey,
Strand. Like I
hey,
don't want
hey,
like
hey.
speakers on
I
the
didn't make
Strand.
that decision.
In my brain, I was like, this has got to be for flood control, or this has got to be for like just to put brick like concrete to then sink, or what? Like,
Well, because then you can start controlling the sand underneath, and then you just make a bowl to float in, right? Your city's just floating on a bowl. If you concretize everything,
You watch
what the hell
way
does
too
that
much
have to do with the
anime.
bricks, though. Like they tore.
you get to keep the bricks. It's just
Okay, I'm not gonna try to pretend I understand, but that's cool.
if you put concrete underneath it, the bricks will stay there longer.
Oh,
Move
okay.
less.
because they'll move less and they won't. Because I mean, there's a lot of vibration. They get run over.
Say that the first time. The whole island is a bowl and it's floating on a fucking.
And the land stays on the turtle.
Yeah,
And the earth is flat.
Speaking parables.
And we're all gonna die.
When you know what the mist means, you'll understand the brick path.
Well, that does make a lot of sense. Those bricks get run over like hundreds, not thousands of times a day.
Haven't they already been there for like 100-something years?
Yeah. And well, the thing is that whenever you pull them out, and I'm sure they might even try to replace a couple of them that are just too beat up. You know, there's a lot of them there that are just way too beat up.
Yeah. There's a decent amount of bricks there. Bye, Artie.
Already left the room. He rage quit.
Yeah. Sort of a.
All right. Well, man, I really appreciate y'all coming in,
Absolutely.
chatting
Thank
up
you
a
for
little
having
bit.
me again.
Again.
Again, I can't tell you how flattered I am that I'm back here. Like, it's awesome. I support the hell out of everything you're doing here, man. It's awesome.
Cool. We appreciate it, man.
On that note,
Uh-huh.
that's why I like wanted to, because I support the hell out of this. This is amazing. Like,
Don't copy me.
Hey, no.
It's all love.
I'm just saying it's an expression, and that's what it's about.
Cool, man.
Getting your work out there, and like everyone on that note, and I like that.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
And I love everybody that's been on your show, Indie Tigers.
Yes.
When is Pete coming on? DJ,
Yeah.
love you.
You got a future checklist?
Yeah.
Yeah, future checklist. I got a couple people on here, man. Shout out, man.
I would love to be like I will sit on the couch when you have Pete in here. I would love to be here when that happens. Let me know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm better as a couch person.
Absolutely. No, man, you're good. Well, I mainly just wanted to get y'all in and, talk about just some, and we totally did that, but I mainly want to talk about, sandcastles and getting in on some Galveston infrastructure and talking about plans for that. And, just kind of having fun with this episode and just talking about, what we got upcoming. And I'm really looking forward to Sandcastles this year, man.
Yes.
I really think we're going to kick ass. That's going to be August 24th, 2019.
Look for the sign-up roster in your local bars. And if you can't find them, get a hold of one of us because we'll have sign-up sheets everywhere.
And if you don't think about this, Surinder, I'm going to ask you for the next 6 months if you want to sign up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and honestly, I'm not sure if we'll change names again. I kind of like Galveston Local because we're the only one.
Yes,
I do too.
And plus, we already won with that name, so we might as well keep the title going.
Yeah.
We're going to be Galveston Local again, and
40 seats.
We also need, what was that?
How many spots? Do you know? 40, 50?
TBD.
Okay.
TBD. Yeah, so the
Sign up fast though.
Yeah.
sign up fast. Everything's to be announced right now, but we definitely could use a lot of volunteers. So if anyone's in the Galveston area this summer, we're going to be releasing more info as it comes up. I'll keep it updated on the Artisan Dep page. Everything's going on. We're also going to sponsor for the sponsor coming up.
Hell yeah.
And so, but yeah, man,
So is
we definitely
Madewell
appreciate it.
your local fabrication building company?
Also Madewell, local fabrication company.
Just trying to plug.
And Artie going to support.
Yes, and Artie's going to support. He's actually going to cater.
Yeah,
I love this
cater.
town.
Pre-shoot.
By the way,
You
Yeah.
what?
Galveston's amazing.
Yeah,
Galveston.
It has
and shout out
its
Galveston
own-
in
Oh
general.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love. That's
Well,
why we were Team Galvatraz, because everybody was stuck here.
Yeah.
We're back.
Gang.
But you know what? We realized that we're not stuck.
We
We're
love
ju-
it.
We just meant to
Stay
be here. So now we're Galveston Local.
Yeah.
We're here now.
All right. Well, Artie, Surinder, Evan, I appreciate y'all.
Love you, homie.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Artie, any last words?
And we're all gonna win the Sandcastle competition 2019.
Let's
Coming.
get it.
It's we're gonna build the wall, maybe.
All right, everybody. On that note, Artisan Dep Podcast. Like, subscribe, leave us a good review, constructive criticism. Let us know what you want to hear, and let us know if you want to hear more of Artie specifically. Because I know he's going to become our mascot pretty soon. I got a suit for him that he doesn't know I bought yet.
Should already be a thing.
Yeah, right.
I may be naked right now. You just don't know.
And you're right, we don't know, but it's all about the tease.
I was
Artie.
just touching Surinder under the table all podcast.
All right, the Artisan Dep Podcast. We are out. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to the Artisan Dep Podcast, motivating creative minds through artistic exploration. If you like what you're hearing, please be sure to give us a rating or a positive review. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can email us at vonpatrickarts@gmail.com. That is VONPATRICK@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and we look forward to talking to you.